Hello, humans. I am currently very confused as it comes to taking antidepressants and how that changes everything about who I am. On these drugs that have been prescribed by a psychiatrist, I'm a lot more able to function and set goals and do the steps to achieve them, and to think clearly and logically and learn and do all the smart people things. I'm able to speak a second language well and clearly. I'm able to record music that I've written in the past and have it be good and good work, and I'm able to do my job. But I also I'm kind of the opposite person than what I am off the medication, especially when it comes to love, because before I started taking antidepressants / anxiety meds / SSRI, love was just the most miraculously beautiful experience in the world. And there was one person in particular who I had a little relationship with, and to this day that is the best month of my life by far, the most beautiful feelings I've ever felt, the most beautiful connection I've ever felt, and she was just so important to me, and I thought about it for the whole year afterwards. And then I saw that same person recently, and I am currently on sertraline and lamotrigine, which is SSRI and a mood stabilizer. And there was absolutely no chemistry between us. And although I knew how important she was to me, I did not feel the pull of my heart to engage with her or be with her, or even know how to engage with her or be with her. You know, last time we saw each other and when we were in a relationship type thing, the whole thing was love. Like every subtle interaction contributed to having us feel this way towards each other, having me feel this way towards her. I mean, it was the feeling, and then the feeling created action, and because of exactly the chemistry of my brain and her brain, we liked each other and did the most subtle actions and eye contact and where we'd sit and how we'd talk that would lead us to growing that feeling and doing things about it with each other. And things like cuddling, things like talking, looking at each other, it was just the most romantic thing. And without, with my brain being changed by medication, that entire experience no longer is possible between me and her. That entire love, that entire experience that the soul gets to experience through my being will not exist, because I cannot feel those feelings, and I don't act in love towards her, and I can't and don't behave in the ways that are the manifestation of that love, and are that love existing. Like, I just had no, like, I couldn't bring myself to even, like, try to have a one-on-one conversation with her, partly because I was, like, nervous and didn't really know. I felt, like, awkward, but, like, the awkwardness came because I knew I wanted to feel a certain way, and I wanted to engage and reopen that relationship, but I also didn't feel the same incredible attraction to her that I felt, and I knew that, like, I couldn't honestly desire to make a relationship with her out of any reason other than out of principle, out of, like, logic, saying, like, I want love, I want what I had with her, I want her, let's interact with her. But I had nothing to offer because I wasn't that same person that she liked, and I couldn't like her and connect in the same way that I could off meds. And so medication, SSRI, mood stabilizer, I do believe it's the SSRI that's mostly doing this, because I'm on a lower dose of the mood stabilizer. Changes entirely who you love and how you love, and what that experience is, and what is possible for your life to manifest as, which is tragic. It's existentially tragic to not have that love exist in my conscious existence because of a medication. To not be able to feel that feeling and experience that happening of love. It's tragic. Okay, now I'm going to talk part 2 about what these meds do help with, or what it was like to try to go off of them right afterwards. So, immediately after realizing that this medication has made my ability to feel love disappear, I got very frustrated and decided, and I couldn't bring myself to take the medication because of the pain that I know I'd go through the whole day being around this person. We were working together at a summer camp. Being around this person and seeing her and having to mourn what I've lost of myself, having to mourn the me that I lost, the ability, the emotional ability that I lost to her. Not just mourning her, but mourning myself, which is a deep mourning. When you're mourning yourself through someone else, like you're mourning someone else because they remind you of yourself, you're mourning yourself by mourning someone else. Very painful. So I stopped taking it for a couple of days, and I instantly just started becoming stuck in the weeds of every moment. And it's beautiful. I started feeling beautiful and happy, and before I was feeling very sad and very, not even sad, I couldn't feel sad. sad is a beautiful feeling. I was feeling angry. I was feeling frustrated, confused, damaged, and like I felt lost. Like I felt like I just didn't have anything and didn't even care. I couldn't even feel the sadness that I wanted to feel. I couldn't even feel the feeling of mourning myself that I had. I knew that I was mourning myself, but I couldn't even feel it. So I stopped taking the meds, and then I could feel the mourning, and then I could even feel myself slowly starting to feel more feelings for her, and starting to be able to linger and flirt and do those things that would possibly, had we had more time together, lead to a rekindling of the relationship. I don't know. Could be true, could be not, but needless to say, it didn't rekindle because we were only together for a week, and I stopped the antidepressants like halfway through the week. But I also felt myself entirely losing the ability, like losing my focus, losing my ability to see the big picture and to be able to do my job and like stay on top of time, keep track of myself. I was constantly losing all my things. I'd constantly like not have my schedule. Like at the beginning of the week, I was the one keeping everyone in track. I was the one keeping the whole schedule on. I was like managing the whole thing. I was basically a manager and very successful at it, but not able to feel this love. And then when I stopped, I started just becoming like, I'll do whatever anyone tells me to do, but like what I'm doing to do is like sit down and like talk with my friends and the kids and like play music and feel these emotions, because it's so much more important than staying to the schedule, which I don't care about. Which before, like, all I cared about was the schedule on antidepressants. And then off them, all I care about is the moment. It's a full 180 switch. But that also means that off them, and I kind of started entering with a withdrawal period. And I started taking them again. I took them today, so I'm kind of like halfway in titrating back up. Right now, at this very moment, I'm halfway between withdrawal and getting back on. But yeah, I got off the meds, and they never fully left my system because they have a long half-life, and I was only off them for 3 or 4 days. But I started not being able to function in the physical world and keep track of my shit and like do my job satisfactorily and do like, I needed someone else there who could see the bigger picture and manage me, and like if I were alone with no one to direct me, I would only be able to feel emotions and do things like watch movies and masturbate and write music, and not be able to like pack my bag and like ensure that I had food in the fridge. And sure enough, like I left and I came back home, and that's exactly what happened. Like I couldn't get out of bed this morning for a while. I like had to like jerk off and then like put on some music that I liked to like be able to like start trying to pack my bags to go to leave to where I have my job coming up next. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I was going to leave tonight, but I feel too weird to drive in the dark and drive there, so part of me wonders whether it kind of felt like love is sadness. Love is my own inability and finding someone who has the abilities that I don't have and being so attracted to that. But if I have those mental abilities to be focused, I'm not going to be attracted to someone who also has those abilities, because that's not, like, love is attracted to kind of like the beauty that you don't have. And sure enough, like more recently I've been like attracted to people who are kind of a little crazy, like a little bit like unstable, because I'm so stable. And I think in love you often get attracted to the opposites, and it makes sense. That's genetic diversity seeking. But yeah, I mean, the meds help me to like live and have success and have money and like have like a stable space. And like, if you're an emotional person, like you feel it when you're fucking like homeless and like don't have enough to eat, and that, you know, feels like something you want to avoid. But like you don't know how to, because like the way you just are will lead you to like not have very many things. But if you're on meds, that stuff is a breeze. Like, it's very simple and easy to like get the things you need, but the acting emotionally and acting like actually caring about anything in your life, you just don't. You don't fucking care. Like, you don't love anything. You don't love anyone. So now I've gotten this perspective. Like, my whole life I have struggled. Like, I've nearly failed like every grade of high school, and I've like, that's okay, that's an exaggeration, but I've struggled to be successful in school just because like every moment I wanted to write my music and to pursue crushes and love, and just not even like to like on meds I pursue people directly because I don't care about the feeling of love. I care about the action of love and the action of like hanging out and like making dates and like doing that stuff and like connecting. But like off of medication, I care about the feeling. Like, I will spend hours thinking about someone and feeling how much I love them, or how much they make me feel some type of way, and like thinking and writing a song about that for hours without even talking to them, like thinking about what I want to say to them, like imagining them, because it's the experience and the feelings that beautiful women who I am attracted to because of that je ne sais pas give me that matter. But on meds, I can't love anyone because I don't have that feeling, and I can't create that feeling in my brain, and I don't have that feeling, and I don't need that feeling. I don't want it, and I don't like it. It's a 180. Like, I have been in more relationships since being off of meds, or since being on meds, because I'm an action-oriented person on meds. But I have not, like, those people don't mean the world to me. They don't feel like the meaning of life and like someone I'm going to think about forever and not be able to let go of. And like, while, I mean, my whole life until I started taking meds, I wished to be able to let go of people more, because I'd get so hung up on girls who didn't like me back or who it didn't work out with, and I'd still have those feelings and still want them, and they'd be impossible to have, and so I'd feel like I'd waste my time. But now, on these anxiety antidepressant meds, all I wish for is to be able to want girls, like to be able to feel that desire, to be able to feel irrational and act irrationally, because I'm just like a machine. I'm a rational machine, and it's like, it's comfortable, and I know I'm not gonna like get stuck so confused, because I'm very often very confused as my normal self off meds, and I never thought it was possible for me to be this locked in and rational. And it's kind of beautiful, because like I'm able to have much more complex, grounded in reality understanding of the world and thoughts, I think, on meds. But my perception of the world is so much more beautiful and poetic. Like I was driving home yesterday, having not had taken meds, and like 3 or 4 days, and I was looking at the cars driving by, and I was seeing the cars and the red lights, and I was thinking about the neurotransmitters in my brain passing on the highways between neural synapses and stopping and being uptaken or being prevented from being uptaken by this SSRI drug that blocks the uptake receptors. And I was seeing those neurotransmitters being just like the cars, and how scale doesn't matter in reality because, like, everything, like, there's why is the scale of my body like so significant? But like the fact that these particles in my brain, these molecules that are like separate, that are like physically separate from each other, just like me inside my car is separate from other cars. These particles all together make up a coherent experience of existence that I, my conscious soul, is entirely seeing as one unified thing. My consciousness, my existence is one thing that I am experiencing. I exist because I can just prove, like, it's the most easy to prove certain thing that I exist because I'm right here existing, and I see it. I see the world. Like, it's impossible for me to prove it to you because you don't see it. But to me, myself, I can absolutely prove it because I see it right now. But to you, I could just be like saying this and have it not be true. But like, I feel like I'm certain that I exist because I see the world. Like, it is 100% true. And maybe the souls are, like, consciousness is like something that that synchronously goes and experiences every life one after another. So like, I'm existing, and I only feel like I'm existing because I'm seeing myself this time around, and then I'm going to go live somebody else's life, maybe someone who I loved's life, and then I'll only be seeing, and like, I'll only be existing in reality from their perspective, and like, in that vestige of experience, I will not be the conscious thing. Like, their experience will be the conscious thing, and but time doesn't exist in that point, so there's no synchronicity of like one after another. But like, I am certain that right now, I am the only thing that exists. Like, everything else exists, absolutely, but I'm the only thing. Like, I am the center of the entire universe because I am seeing through my eyes, and this is all that exists to my perception. But I am also pretty certain that every other living creature has the exact same experience going on. Is it the same soul that's seeing from their eyes? Is it just different souls, like, all seeing at the same time? Like, does the universe play out over and over? Like, why can I only experience my own reality? Why can I only experience my own consciousness? Why can't I see through your eyes as well as my eyes at the same time? Why am I stuck, imprisoned, or privileged to see just my reality? Anyways, and I was thinking about, like, what's even crazier is, like, that, like, these particles are flowing around my brain. That is, like, these discrete cells and objects that are separated from each other are doing this thing and creating this experience. And, like, what if each of those particles have their own experience of reality, but, like, I myself am just, like, this is the level I exist at, and then, like, me and my car is driving around, and everyone else's car is, like, is there is like the whole world experiencing an experience that is like a unified experience, just like I'm experiencing my experience? Is the whole world also experiencing, or are each of those like neurocells experiencing a unified experience? Like, of course, the cars passing by and like all the cars and everything moving in the world does not have the same structure and form of a human brain that has reason, but like it is still a system moving and happening. So like, is it possible to experience that experience all at once? Like, is every human brain, is everything like a channel on a TV that the soul can flip through and jump to a different reference frame and see the world through those eyes? 'Cause like, is some soul choosing my whole life to sit through and experience the whole thing in real time? 'Cause like, I'm certain that they'd experience others' lives too, but they're experiencing mine for sure. 'Cause like, I'm here and I'm so certain that I am experiencing this existence. And I talk to a lot of other people and they don't like see it that way. Like, maybe I just have like hella dissociation and that's all this is. But like, I am very aware of the fact that I am. Very aware of the fact that I am. And I am not just, like, you could take everything happening in my brain and you could put it over there. And I am here. And that is there. And like, I don't know if that thing that is saying the exact words that are coming out of my mouth is actually experiencing anything. Because all I see and know is that I am experiencing things. And just the fact that we exist is crazy. The fact that anything exists is crazy. And I know you experience too. I'm certain of it. Because, I mean, how lonely and stupid would that be that I'm the only thing that is actually experiencing existence? Ain't no way. Existence experiences itself from everywhere at the same time, but just the fact that I am here right now and I am experiencing my own existence. Like, I'm not talking about like the fact, oh, like the brain is conscious and like okay, that's neuroscience. I get it. Like, it's just like we invented that with AI. Like, that's just molecules moving and creating meaning. But the fact that it's a synthesized reality that my soul is experiencing is bonkers and has no explanation that I think I'll ever find in this realm of existence. And very certainly the soul of my brain that is experiencing my physical form is nothing like my physical form, because everything about my personality and what I consider to be me is housed in my own physical existence and in my own brain and my own neurochemistry, which is like backed up even more. Wait, let me make sure I'm not like gonna run out of storage and have to like delete this video. I'm gonna just pause. Okay, we're good. I've still got 6 gigabytes available on my hard drive. So, anyways, it was probably good because I was kind of just talking in circles there. Yeah, like my soul, like I am personally attached to physical things and like people and beauty and emotions. All those things that make up my personality and my existence are not my soul. My soul is just the transparent observer of my reality. And that's made even more apparent by the fact that like when I take these meds, which are entirely physically altering things, it alters my whole emotional perception of reality. Like everything about me is in this physical world, and everything that will happen in my life will happen in the physical world. Like, there is no heaven where like you're just gonna beam up my molecules up to some like heaven and beam up the molecules of the people I love and like put us together and have it be a golly jolly. Like, that's just impossible, because my molecules that are the things that create my own neurochemistry and like experience of life, and everyone else's would be beholden to the same physics rules that cause suffering to exist and cause happiness to exist. And a change to those rules that would stop suffering from existing would probably just stop life from existing. Like there's no like heaven that just violates the rules of physics in such a way that's like smart and intelligent enough to make life be awesome. Like life is life and then you die. Like you exist and then you die. And I remember as a kid thinking like, oh, what was before? Darkness, nothing. What's after? Darkness, nothing. But like the world's going to keep going on. I won't exist. I could die right now. I could kill myself right now. And it'd be no tragedy. It would just be. Because everything just is. And I think it's easier to feel that way on meds. But also I've had like a lot of hella terrible things happen in the last year. So it's kind of made me dissociate. Anyways, I was talking about love. I want to be able to feel that love. Sometimes I feel like, well, recently I've felt like love is actually loss. Like, as I was losing the meds, it was becoming a lower dose. Oh, also, I read online that like the first 5 days of not taking SSRIs are actually like the calm before the storm, and you actually feel better. And then like the next month is hell, and you purely can't function. And in the first like 4 days I already couldn't function, so I can't imagine, like I didn't even get to the point where I had brain zaps, so I can't even imagine what going through the full withdrawal will be like. And I have to go work at a summer camp tomorrow, so I'm definitely staying on meds. But I just can't, like, yeah, like, oh my god, I am right now stuck on meds, or else I will cease to survive, and I might kill myself or die or something, like maybe have just the most manic, wacky time if I quit these meds. So, womp womp. Anyways, I feel like as the meds were titrating down in my system, I felt that sadness, that resting, just passive sadness come up, where I felt like a baby bear who had just lost my mother, my baby bear mother. And I felt like baby bear who had lost its mother clinging on to bark because it felt like its mother, and just like clinging on and hugging and feeling love for that piece of thing because it made it feel comfortable and safe. And I felt like that was the birth of the feeling of love for this girl that I could feel. And it felt like love was the fulfillment of a Freudian grief that would always exist inside me. But it felt so beautiful. It felt so important and magical, and it felt like love, and it felt like what the whole point of life was. I felt like I knew what mattered. And now that the antidepressant takes away that deep grief, nothing feels like it matters. Okay, love you. See ya. also allow me to clarify a little bit more of what it's like to not be on the meds, especially in this withdrawal state, but also just in life before meds. It's very much like I can't see the bigger picture, and I am just doing whatever the feelings tug me to do, and it's just, I'm not acting rational. Like, I'll be in my room and I just want to like look up this thing, look up that thing, look up next video, watch the next video, watch half of it until it feels bad, and then watch another video, do something that feels like it's deep and connected to reality, and like watch the Moth YouTube channel, and then like masturbate, and then like go and eat some food, but I don't have enough stamina to like make some actual food, and so I just want to like raid the sugar and eat sugar, raid the kitchen and eat sugar, and it's like, and then like I don't, and or like eat like dried mangoes that aren't even mine, they like belong to someone I live with, and sorry, my computer's losing. And like that is the way the brain is more likely to function off of antidepressants, and that leads to not being able to complete projects and do things that move things forward in reality. And like if I'm a musician, I can off meds write beautiful music, but I'm not going to finish a song. I'm not going to get to record it because that's just too much of a complex task to handle. But if I'm on meds, I can absolutely handle that, but I'm not recording stuff that I feel any sort of true deep affinity to, because I can't feel true deep affinity. I start losing track, and it's like really hard, it's difficult. My brain doesn't do that automatically. And then these medications come along, and now I can like do these things, like even I can lock in and like function and like remember things and like be very aware. But I also just don't feel love. And like that love, it's very similar to the feeling of doing whatever feels right in the moment, and like being like, that is all I can do and all I should do, and that's the most important thing. Because it's like love requires no ration. Love requires no truth and no understanding other than like, I love this person, I feel this way, it's a beautiful, brilliant feeling, and this person feels this way too, and that's unbelievable and amazing. Like the more like love cuts through like complete confusion, and it's just like, it's like being in a snowstorm and seeing like a light and a warmth and a fire in a snowstorm, and a face, and a beautiful face, and a heart and soul that you know and love. And like the more undistinguishable and confusing the snowstorm is, the more beautiful that one person, that one thing that makes that is clear is. Like the more confusing life is, and the more overwhelming everything is, the more incredibly impactful and beautiful the person you love is, because that's all you know. Because everything else can fuck off, because it'll never make sense, and all you know is this person, and that's love. And the more just like saddening and maddening the world is to you, the more that one person can cut through that, and that's love. The more you can't take care of yourself, the more you need someone to take care of you, and that's love. And the more you can take care of yourself, and the more that life is rational, and I am smart, and things make sense, that feeling of love disappears. Attraction, connection, it does not feel purposeful or important. It does not feel beautiful. It just feels mechanical. but I will destroy myself loving the other way and understand and living that way. And if I take care of myself and I'm rational, I'd like to still be able to feel that other love, but I do believe that love comes out of being irrational. It is a response to the irrationality. And so to take away my greatest weakness in life is to take away my greatest strength in life. I want to love, but I know that I can't survive in that state. And I want to be able to take care of my stuff and be rational, but I know that nothing will matter and I'll live and die a meaningless life in this state of on meds. So I want both. I gotta get to bed.